Welcome guys, it's your boy man Mpumi and Co with Funds and Galore where investing meets more. So guys, today we're gonna be doing a live trading session, right? Man, my bad, 30 minutes late. I did the first stream, it backfired, but everything seems to be fine now. We are live. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and we're gonna be doing this more often guys. So we had news. I wanted to do a live stream before the news drop, so we did have the news drop. So today we had the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, initial jobless claims, right? And we had existing home sales. So guys, I'm also gonna give you guys a quick disclaimer quickly. So the content on this YouTube channel is for informational and educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor, and the market breakdowns presented are based on my personal analysis and opinions. Trading involves substantial risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You are responsible for your own investment decisions and should do your own research or consult with a licensed financial professional before making any financial decisions. I am not responsible for any losses incurred as the result of your trading activity. So like I said, my market breakdowns are basically to show you how I navigate the market, how I go through bad seasons and good seasons, right? How I navigate using pure technical skills, right? So, and also literally the entries that I provide, or the setups area levels where I state that this is where I'm going to enter. This is literally where I place my entries, and literally that's how I've been able to grow my account for this whole year, to double it, literally tripled it, using proper risk management and only placing our trades on high probability setups. So we're gonna be diving straight into the market. Let's dive straight into the market. So firstly, we're gonna begin off with S&P 500, right? So that will be our first market breakdown we'll do. So let's just do a quick recap. So we're in an overall buy, right? So in yesterday's live stream I mentioned that we are not gonna, if the market breaks above, we're not gonna look for entries, right? Because why? The market right now is creating all-time highs. So literally the market is creating all-time highs. So what we wanted was, in order for us to have entered in S&P 500, right, the market should have pushed back down, right, to do a pullback down into our support level, then only would go in for those buying opportunities, right? But the market is still continuing its impulsive streak. So right now for S&P 500, that's literally what we're gonna be doing right now, is just to wait out the setup and see what happens during this process, right? It's either the market will kick or the market will still reverse. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait it out, because even if we were to get entries at this specific level, we wouldn't have an exit strategy. And what's the point of going into a trade with no exit strategy? Once you enter a trade, you must have an exit strategy, right? Without an exit strategy, man, you know, it's not good. So we need an exit strategy. So that's basically it for S&P 500. We had an impulse correction and the market is impulsing beautifully. So now let's dive into GBPUSD, right? So guys, I won't make the stream longer than 30 minutes, right? We won't make our streams longer than 30 minutes. Only time will tell when that will be when it will be needed for us to do a longer streams. But for now, I'm gonna keep it shallow. So now let me just see if everything is still fine. Everything still looks fine on my end. So let's quickly dive at GBP USD, right? So we want to see what the market is doing. So we can see that the market has been pushing up, right? So let's see. So since 2022 we have had market gaining momentum, creating a series of impulse correction, right? So as you can see, we had impulse corrections on the daily. This is the daily key, the daily chart, right? So we had a very strong impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse, right? Until the market failed to break here in 2023, like I mentioned in my last market breakdown, right? Then the market collided. So like I said, we have two options when the for entries, right? It's either the market, because the market has reached this key level, it's either the market will do as it did in the month of July 2023, whereby it respected this key level and dropped. But in this instance, the market continued. Like I stated, guys, yes, we do have a resistance. We have a resistance trend, right? And we also have a resistance key key level here. So most people would have taken those early sells there. Like I said, we don't want to just enter, we want to look at the whole picture. And like I stated, the reason why I also told you guys that the market can also break above is because the market has created a correction, an impulse. We had an impulse move, a correction, and we can expect another correction towards the upside, right? So let me just quickly take out these brush strokes and see, because like I said, if I was trading currencies on my real account, I would have entered this trade literally right here after the break and retest, right? So now we want to follow up on this trade and see what it's doing. And we also had FOMC yesterday, and I also told you guys that since we're on also a resistance key level, which is the red, the green key levels represents the 4 hours, right? But right now I want you guys to just focus on the daily. So what can we see on the daily? We can see that the market can potentially create an M. That's why we have a sub zone right here. That's why we have a zone right here. Let's zoom in to check out that zone. No, thank you. Let's zoom in. So guys, let me know if you're technical traders, fundamental traders, man. I want to hear from you guys. So let me know what type of trader you are, and what do you guys think of like forex as a whole, like the industry and everything that's been going on. So like, let me know. Also, let's get into discussions. I also have some interesting points that I can also share, right? So yeah, just let me know in the comment section. So I'll see you guys also next week for another live stream, right? The next live stream will be next week. But let's continue with today's market breakdown. So at FOMC, the market did create some volatility yesterday, but it wouldn't have impacted our trade, but it would have almost did. So guys, like I said, once we break this mid-level zone, we'd have a stop loss and profit, right? Because the market might also reverse. And also when you look at a 1 hour time frame, the market is correcting towards the upside, right? So we can also expect breaks towards the downside. So like I said, once the market breaks, so our only problem with the buys right now is this area here, which the market can use to create a reversal pattern in M, right? Like I demonstrated now it can create an M pattern, right? Whereby if it does create this M, we'll wait for the market to break this support channel, turn it into a new resistance by breaking, giving us those retests. Then once those retests come, that's when we'll be looking for entries towards the downside at this particular level. This is the only time you'll be looking for sells, or I'll be looking for sells, guys, in this particular setup, right? So now we would have been in profit. Like I said, you see the market is failing to break. It's respecting this resistance, the ceiling over here. It's failing to break the ceiling. We had a break retest, so we would have had our stop loss placed, break even. So this would have been a nice stop loss. Let's create our stop loss, settings, template, stop loss. So that's where the stop loss would have been, and would have held this risk-free trade. until 1.62%. So we if the market should proceed, then we're expecting it to complete this whole move right here, right? If the market respects the M, then we'll be looking for entries at this level right here. So the market would have to first break into this trend and break back into our daily key level right here, right? So that's basically how we'll go about it. Updates will be given next week, man. So think of this as like a series. We're just gonna be continuing, and you'll start to see the patterns and the repetition that I apply in my trade. So you'll start to see how I do everything, and maybe you might learn a thing or two, and this could also help you build on your own strategy, right? So man, we're gonna be doing more live streams like I promised, and if you're new, like, subscribe so you don't miss out on anything until you get used to the routine in terms of how I'm gonna upload in there for the next months, for like, you know, for the next weeks, for you know, everything. So we always working, we love trading. Now we're gonna also dive straight into NAS 100, right? So now let's dive into NAS 100. Let's check the time. Still good on time. Let me just check something quickly. I just want to check something quickly. Let's check something out quickly. Okay. So now we're gonna be diving in NAS 100, right? So guys, you can also catch the stream later. You can always watch the stream later whenever you're available and stuff. So Nasdaq really it also bored me, so meaning that we're not entering for Nasdaq. We're not going to be entering soon. So let me just recap on what I said on the previous live that I hosted yesterday, right? So what I mentioned was that yes, we're having a trend. We're looking forward to the market completing this whole move, right? But before, we need areas where we're gonna be looking for entries, right? So this is one of the areas that I highlighted, that okay, this is an area we're looking to capitalize on, right? For those buying entries. But the reason why we did not capitalize on this move is because look at my note, just price overbought equals mid-level trade. The market is not correcting. If the market corrected to the downside, broke, then we would have entered these beautiful trades, right? But since now the market corrected to the upside, it could indicate that prices have overbought. So we don't want to take mid. Let me just check if I'm on the. Okay, yeah, we're in the chart. You just wanna trade high probability setup. So the market, instead of correcting to the downside and pushing to the upside, right, it was correcting to the upside. So we're not gonna capitalize on these trades. So we want to see what the market does, and if we can see any future potential setups that can give us held high probability setup. So what I do is that I don't force entries. I only want to place my entries on high probability trades, right? So let's just adjust this potential new trend, right? It's still valid, and it's still forming relatively beautifully. So we're gonna put in our trends at the end of at the close here, and at the close at the high, and the close at the low. So the market is respecting this setup by doing by supporting, by buying at the support, selling at the resistance, buying at the support. So we're looking to complete the setup like I mentioned, right? So right now, what are the possibilities, right? So the possibilities is that if the market now corrects to the downside and like gives us those beautiful corrections, showing that price is regenerating energy. That's when we'll wait and we'll find those entries to go to the upside. That's the only time you will buy at this area, or I will personally buy at that area. Then we can target a whole 2% move, a 1.97% move, right? So that's the first option. If the market does push back to retest, we're gonna capitalize on those areas, right? But now or the market can just continue its impulsive streak. Then we will see how the market reacts at this area right here. Let's zoom out to check out that whole area. Let's see, because here we had a nice resistance here. Market has been respecting here, so beautiful. So we want to see what's going to happen, right? We want to see what's going to happen. So like I said, if market pushes back down, retest, we're going in for those entries. Stop loss not so far, preferably 0.45 or 0.55 is the most risk I will take on a trade, and the least target I will go in with, it's a 1%. That's the least, or 0.9998. So if you round it off, it's 1%, right? Then the highest I would go for, it's a whole 2% move, because that allows me to have a way greater advantage over the market, right? So having an advantage helps, because the market also has an advantage, which is to trappers using manipulations and all those tactics, right? So that's the edge that they have against us. So what is our edge? To make sure that every trade, because even if you do have a good risk reward ratio, and let's say, but then you're taking all types of trade, low probability, medium probability, man, it's not gonna work out the way, right? But so that's why it's also important to have technical, psychological, and a game strategy, man. Your technical must be a game strategy, So we have let's look at gold. Then we'll look at euro. Wait, let me just check something. Let me quickly just check something. Okay, cool. So yeah, man, I was just checking out the news and stuff. Quick. Okay, cool. So now let's switch to the charts, right? So gold, like I said, the nodes let's just recap, right? It's always good to do a recap. Another season, this is episode 2, man. This is episode 2 of live trading. So yeah, let's do this. So like I said, for gold, as you can see, it's correcting beautifully, right? But we needed to come back and retest on the previous resistance, which is now a whole new support. Once you get those retests, then we'll look for entries to the upside, right? And with this rejuvenation, or this energy surge, or like the market gaining liquidity at this region, it will allow the market to be able to have enough power or enough liquidity to actually complete this trade, right? Or the market can just simply retest here and just complete this trade, man. But we're looking for entries. So for entries, we would want the market to drop back down here, and once it does, we are going in for those killer entries. Like I said, we don't risk too much. I don't personally risk too much. The amount of risk you take, it should be a personal decision, and it must go with your personality, guys. Literally, it's about trading. It's about finding you, man. It's about building you, getting to understand how you think and how you deal with certain situations, or how you handle money, or how you feel about money to that extent, right? So yeah, we're just waiting for those retests, then we'll capitalize on this move. Let's just switch to the 4 hours. So as you can see, man, the market broke out of our daily trend, it's now creating a whole new trend. So yeah, we'll see where gold takes us now. And also gold, we cannot capitalize even if it breaks, retest, and continues. If it breaks or if it continues here, there's nothing we can do. We need the market to first drop and retest on the support, because we only take buying opportunities on the support level. So we need it to come back to the support. Then that's where we'll find our high probability setups, right? So gold, we're still waiting. We'll see it. We'll check it later on, man. We'll check it later on. Probably gonna be dropping my market breakdown Sunday, preparation for a new week for next week, right? So market breakdown will be coming in Sunday. Now we have one more currency pair to look at, right? So this is my boy's charts. Prince. This is my boy Prince, man. This is your chart, boy. So when my boy was here, he literally killed this move, man. He literally killed this move. So we're using the same strategy, but look at his analysis and let's look at mine. Let's just look at the two. You see, okay. You see? Same technique. So he ate that move beautifully, man. He ate the move. So this is my chart and this is my boy's chart when he was here, man. Shout out to Prince. Okay, now let's jump back into my chart, right? What's happening again? Nope, let me just do this. Okay. So guys, if you zoom in, right, so FOMC, the market spiked to the upside, then it sparked down again. So what do we see right here? We can see that the market broke out of this out of our correction or trend. It retested. Now it can either push to the upside, but we have an obstacle here. The market can create also an M on Euro USD, just like GBPUSD. The market can create a reversal pattern, right? Because we're on a daily resistance key level here. So the market can reverse, right, before actually completing this whole move. It can reverse, maybe play around here, then slowly over time make its way back up, right? So it's possible for the market to do that. We don't control what the market does. All we need to be able to do is anticipate where the next move or the best time to enter is, right? Once you get that, man, you should be good. So we have an obstacle here. Therefore, in this situation, it does not really bother us because we'll just have to wait. If it respects, breaks back in here, we will continue. We'll kill this trade, right? Because we have a zone here. We have a zone here, and we have a zone here. Let's just cater for these zones. We have a zone here, so that's basically our playground, our resistance. But now it's a support because market is playing above. If the market breaks below, it will be a resistance, right? So I would look for my entries here. I would literally look for my entries here and target a whole 1.39% move, right? And risk only 0.45 or to 0.55, right? That's my total risk, but I'll put it at 0.33 because the stop loss is a nice distance further away from this resistance here, because we all know that the market might create some fake outs before actually going down, right? So we also need to cater for that too. So this is literally where I would enter my sells at this key level right here. And if the market breaks, because why, we have an impulse correction, we had an impulse correction, and if it continues with the impulse, we will capitalize after the break of this trend, right? after the break of this 4-hour trend. So let's zoom out to check out the 4-hour trend. Let me just dive into the daily quickly, and that's the trend right there, right? We're having some market supporting here, resisting, supporting, created a reversal pattern, which is a W pattern, right? So everything is in order, everything is perfect. So I'll see you guys Sunday in the preparations for next week, before the opening bell. So yeah, man, so that's basically it. So, and also live streams on Wednesdays and post Thursdays too. Maybe if Thursdays too, we might do live streams every Wednesday and Thursday, right? So be sure to check them out. It's your boy Mpumi and Co with Funds and Galore, where investing needs more.